This program is called Tools for Tough Times, and I have to share with you that we were practicing some of these tools just now when we were in the tough time of not being able inexplicably to go live, and the usual process that has always worked all this time suddenly changed its mind. So why tools for tough times rather than, or what makes times tough rather than just regular tools for our everyday lives? The thing about tough times, when we have unexpected situations, when we have much more difficult situations than we're used to, and in this case that we're all dealing with now, not just in India but in the world, there is just a lot of unknowns. What will happen, we don't exactly know. It's a new situation for all of us. So I wanted to begin by saying first that we will be offering a free ebook that you can download. You'll see a link to it appearing on the home page, or the Ananda Sangha Chennai page, the same one that you're watching this video from. And that will cover all the techniques that we're about to share and more. And so if you're seeing this video after the fact, you can also look for it on the Ananda Sangha Chennai page, or if nothing else, you can go to our website, anandachennai.org/tools, and it will take you to that where you can download the ebook. The ebook looks like this, and so it's got 22 pages of different techniques taught by Paramahansa Yogananda and also his direct disciple Swami Kriyananda through our organization, which is called Ananda Sangha, which Swami Kriyananda ji founded. As I was saying, what makes times tough are these different factors. It's new, it's unknown, it's harder than we think we're able to face. But on the other hand, it's just at these times when, if we're not careful, we can contract, we can start to feel smaller, we can start to feel alone, that I have to face this all by myself with my sort of shrinking strength. Also, we can feel that we revert back to our instincts of basic instincts of survival, just either fight or flight. And it's easy for us to become affected emotionally, which can distract us mentally, and so on. And so it's at times like these that we want to have some tools that we can reach for to recenter ourselves, to get our energy back up, and so on. And so the first of these tools that I wanted to share with you, and then I'm going to invite my friend Prasanna to share more with you. The first tool is just very simple, is to breathe. Taking a deep breath is a wonderful way to help us get back on track. There are a lot of reasons for this. One is just physiological, that when we are not taking the time to breathe consciously, we can start to be deprived of oxygen because we're not taking in enough, and the carbon dioxide in our system can build up because we're not expelling it. On a deeper level, the breath and the mind, the yogis teach us, are linked. And if we want to calm the mind, we can also, rather than directly try to mentally calm the mind through affirmations, which are a good tool, but nevertheless we can also work on calming the breath. So just, in fact, I invite you to do this with me. Let's take a deep breath in through the nose, and then out through the mouth. Again, one more time, slowly. Do you notice any difference in how your body responds to that? It may feel more relaxed, it may feel lighter, it may feel more energized, and again the mind starts to come into focus, because as the prana, or the energy, is stabilized and increased through our breath, through the taking of a breath, so that helps the mind also. It gives the mind more fuel, and it gives the mind more stability. So So if you can remember only one thing from tonight, remember this technique, breathe. I was with a friend, I was teaching corporate workshops at one time in my life, and the business card that I had on the flip side said breathe. And I would, encourage people to keep that side up. And what helped me too, though, was when meeting a new prospective client, or hello, how are you, nice to meet you, and giving them my card, when they would hold it up to look at it, the other side said breathe. So it was helping me to, that's right, just to stay centered and to keep the energy high. And so a friend of mine just told me all these years later, maybe 10 years later, she said, I still have that breathe card, and it's right on my computer, and I still look at it, especially when getting a difficult email, and I take a deep breath to recenter. So this one simple technique, of course, we can expand in many directions, and Prasanna is going to now take us through a few more exercises of how we can use this breathing to strengthen not only our energy level, but also our aura. Okay.
Talking about breathing deeply, there is a very good technique that we are all taught in Ananda Sangha when we join, called the full yogic breath. So to do this, to do this, I hope you can all stand up or have room to stand up. So we first lean forward with our arms at the front of the body, exhale first through the nose, inhaling through the nose up, drawing the hands in the front of the body, inhaling first diaphragmatically, up, opening the chest, looking up but not too much, just raising our hands up to the sky, inhaling as much as you can, and then exhale down, bringing the arms down the front of the body again, slowly, gently, exhaling out, leaning forward very gently, down to the ground, just only as far as you can go comfortably, relaxing the body, and then inhaling again, coming up, drawing the hands up. Visualize that you are drawing the breath not only into the lungs but filling the whole body as you draw your hands up. Inhaling all the way from the toes up to the fingertips, to the top of the head. Exhaling and again drawing the hands down the front of the body. As you exhale, coming down. One more time, inhaling up. Gently, slowly, up the front of the body. Again, filling the whole body with energy, with air, with oxygen, light. Exhaling out, gently, slowly, coming down. Exhale all tension, all worries, all concerns, all problem consciousness. Inhaling up, energy to handle all situations. Drawing the breath fully into the lungs, filling the lower part first and then the upper part, looking up even, raising our consciousness up, and this time as you exhale, bring your hands down in a circle, the sides of the body, relax the body completely, bring all your energy up to the brain in this way. With full relaxation. This full yogic breath you can do several times in the morning, in the evening, whenever you want a quick burst of energy, and even before you meditate and your other practice of yoga postures, etc. Now, since I talked about other practices, we will do a few exercises. Again, if you have room to stand, this will be more fun. These are some exercises taught by Swami Kriyananda ji pictured here. So these are called superconscious living exercises. Again, it's all about raising the energy, the awareness, the consciousness all the way up to the brain. So that is what is taking us to super consciousness. So these are a set of 6 exercises. So we'll be doing a few movements in the body and then saying a few affirmations. So let us start. The first thing is we walk in place, vigorous marching footsteps, and we'll say, I am awake and ready. 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 Next, bringing your hands to the chest. First you will be flinging the arms to the side, to the front, and up, jumping even with enthusiasm. We will say, I am positive, energetic, enthusiastic. I am positive, energetic, enthusiastic. I am positive, energetic, enthusiastic. Once more, I am positive, energetic, enthusiastic.
Put that thing in your pocket.
Okay. And then the next exercise. Done. The next exercise is with our fists. We'll be tapping all across both the arms and we'll say, I am master of my body. I am master of myself. I am master of my body. I am master of myself. I am master of my body. I am master of myself. Master of my body. I am master of myself. Then with the flat of your palms, rub the body vigorously and we'll say, awake, rejoice my body cells. 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 Next, with your knuckles, tapping all around the skull, let us say together, be glad my brain, be wise and strong. 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 And finally, with your fingertips, moving the skin on the scalp, let us say together, awake my sleeping children, awake. Awake my sleeping children, wake. 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 Waking all our brain cells to this higher awareness, to super consciousness. Again, all these exercises will be in the ebook that you will be getting. Now, if you have again a seat, be seated down. We are going to do another breathing exercise. This one is called measured breathing. So first we need to relax the body. Sit with the spine straight. If you are on a chair, away from the back of the chair, not leaning on it. Rolling the shoulders back, palms lifted up, either on the thighs or at the junction between the thighs and the abdomen. Have your chin straight and eyes gently lifted up as if looking at a sunrise, and close your eyes just like that. And now we'll inhale for a count of 12, hold for a count of 12 and exhale for a count of 12. So we can do this as a group. I will keep the count. So inhale 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Hold 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Again inhale 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Hold. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Now we'll do this on our own a few times. If 12 seems a long number to you, then you can reduce it to 10 or 8. If you can comfortably do 12, you can increase the count all the way even up to 20. And you can do this exercise up to 12 times. But for now, let us do it 4 more times. Inhaling, holding and exhaling, all for the same count. Let's start. Once you have finished that, take a deep breath in, just as we did in the beginning. Through the nose, exhale through the nose. Again, relax the body and the breath. Now, one of the other ways to maintain a high energy is to chant. So we will do a chant together. Maintaining the theme of tools for troubled times, there is no better tool than joy that we can express. So this chant is from joy I came, for joy I live, in sacred joy I melt again. These lines are taken from Yogananda ji's poem Samadhi that appears in the autobiography of a yogi, and I would recommend that book very highly, having benefited greatly from it myself, as millions of others have. So let us sing this together, and let me sing this one round so you'll know how the tune goes. From joy I came, for joy I live, in sacred joy I melt again. From joy I came, for joy I live, in sacred joy I melt again. From joy I came, for joy I live, in sacred joy I melt again. From joy I came, for joy I live, in sacred joy I melt again. Now let all our homes echo with this joy. Sing with me. From joy I came, for joy I live, in sacred joy I melt again. From joy I came, for joy I live, in sacred joy I melt again. From joy I came, for joy I live, in sacred joy I melt again. From joy I came, for joy I live, From joy I came, for joy I live. In sacred joy I melt again. From joy I came, for joy I live. In sacred joy I melt again. From joy I came, for joy I live. In sacred joy I melt again. From joy I came, for joy I live. In sacred joy I melt again. From joy I came, for joy I live. In sacred joy I melt again. From joy I came, for joy I live. In sacred joy I melt again. From joy I came, for joy I live. In sacred joy I melt again. From joy I came, for joy I live. In sacred joy I melt again. From joy I came, for joy I live. In sacred joy I melt again. I came, for joy I live. In sacred joy I melt again. From joy I came, for joy I live. In sacred joy I melt again. From joy I came, for joy I live. In sacred joy I melt again. Now let's take the joy of this chant, the power of our breathing, into a short meditation for 10 minutes. Preparing to meditate, let me share one more technique with you. This is double breathing. Inhale through the nose twice, exhale through the mouth like this. And we will tense the body with the inhalation, relax with the exhalation. So inhale and tense, exhale and relax. Once more. Again. Exhale all tension, all worries, and completely be in the moment. We will do a simple but very powerful meditation technique, watching the breath come in and go out. So relax the breath, let it come in on its own, go out on its own. No pattern, no control. Just allow the air to flow in and out through the nose. We will watch the breath as it comes in, all the way into the nose, flowing up, and as it goes out again all the way through the nose out. Watching the breath as it goes in and out. Again, we are sitting straight but with relaxed body, chin parallel to the ground, eyes gently lifted up behind the closed eyelids, watching the breath. Let us meditate in this way for about 10 minutes.
Okay, don't react to what I'm saying, but if you could reach up and turn the mic off, which is on top of the harmonium. If any thoughts enter, just come back to watching the breath calmly, gently, drawing your attention always to the air flowing into the nose and out. Okay, well, that is those are very powerful techniques. I hope you felt some of their benefits even now in getting ourselves centered, getting our energy back within ourselves and increased. There are, especially when we are feeling assaulted by challenges, whether it's just, as I was saying before, concern about the unknown and it's more internal, or whether there is actual negativity, negative energy coming at us, whether personally or even impersonally in the case of what's going on in the world right now. The first thing to remember, and I'm now referring to the magnetism exercises which are in this ebook that is available for you on the Ananda Chennai Facebook page. Remember that if negative influences come to you unsolicited, meaning you don't invite them, you don't cause a problem as far as you know, but still they come, remember they may have come to help you to become stronger in yourself. We don't become stronger without tests, because we see what we're able to face. A test has a way of making us put out more energy than we might have before. And if we make it through a test, we realize, my gosh, I wasn't sure I could make it through that, and I did. So we don't want to shrink or hide from such things. We needn't seek them out. They will come to us. Don't worry about that. But when it comes, see it as an exam. See it as an opportunity to grow stronger. Swami Kriyananda writes that if you know you are going to be exposed to negative or tamasic vibrations, take the time to meditate beforehand, just as Prasanna was leading us in. Harmonize the vibrations in your heart. Help your heart to feel peaceful, accepting, patient, and ready for anything. Then he also points out that emanate from your heart these peaceful vibrations. In other words, put them out in a giving mode. For human energy has two modes of expression. One of them is giving, the other receiving or absorbing. If you can consciously enter the giving mode, you will find yourself much less affected by outside influences, whether good or bad. And so that one tip can help you quite a bit to realize that so often when we are concerned, it's because we're worried about what we'll receive, what will happen to us. And if instead we can be in giving mode, that I radiate peace and goodwill to others. I know that God is with me, and so I will cling to Him, and then with that confidence go out and embrace whatever situation I find. Another practice you can do to keep your magnetism up. What is magnetism? Well, if you think of energy as running through your spine, which it does, just like a wire, an electrical wire, it generates a magnetic field around it. That magnetic field, you could say, is the human aura. And the stronger the energy flow, the stronger the magnetic field, the greater protection it will afford you. And so, one simple way to keep your magnetism high is to keep your energy high, but also there are specific things you can do to increase this protective magnetic shield. One of them is japa, mentally repeating a phrase over and over again in your mind. It can be a Sanskrit phrase like Om Guru or Om Namah Shivaya. It can be, of course, in any language of yours that comes most naturally, but also even the chant that Prasanna sang, from joy I came, for joy I live, in sacred joy I melt again. Just again and again, repeating that to yourself and just saying, okay, when my mind starts to tremble, when it starts to worry about, I just bring it back. From joy I came, for joy I live, in sacred joy I melt again. And it's a way of keeping the mind steady. It's different if we're in a situation where we are actually having to do something. There's an accident, there's a fire, there's a trouble. Let me go and deal with it right now. But what about when there's nothing we can do, but we're sitting uncomfortably worrying about what might happen? Then it's good to just bring the mind, for example, under control with japa. There's another thing you can do when you're about to enter a difficult situation, or just in general, if you're just, for example, at home and wanting to have a greater sense of protection. You can lift your hands above your body like this. What you're doing is you're sweeping the aura as you draw the hands up. And as you do this, just chant Om like this. Om. Om. Feel that you're surrounding yourself in Om, the cosmic vibration. Om. Okay, so that's one. Another way to strengthen the aura is, instead of up, to bring the hands front and back. I'm clapping my hands in front and in back, sweeping the aura this way. And as you do this, you can say Om Tat Sat, Om Tat Sat, Om Tat Sat, Om Tat Sat, Om Tat Sat. This is another technique that Yogananda ji taught, again, for increasing the magnetic field of your aura. One thing too, for example, when dealing with particularly negative people, if somebody is extremely angry, or if they seem even a little bit off balance, it's important, if possible, to avoid shaking their hand if you can, which is common in India. We have the namaskar, and of course right now with this virus going on, probably nobody is shaking hands with anybody, and that's good. But even in general, suppose when this is all over, still, there's a lot of magnetism exchanged through a handshake. For that reason, a pranam, a namaskar is very helpful. Each one keeps the integrity of his own aura. Another thing too is to watch out for looking directly into the eyes of such a person. There is a great magnetism exchanged through the eyes. If you're with a positive person, it can be helpful to look into their eyes. The saints, for example, there can be a lot of magnetism emanating from their eyes. But also, supposing you are wanting to help your children, your family members, and you're wanting to send them supportive energy, without saying, and now I am sending you supportive energy, like that. Instead, just as you smile, make an effort to look into the eyes with a sense of projecting the kindness and the calmness that you feel. So, a few other exercises before we move on is that especially if you are traveling somewhere, which again probably you're not right now, but after April 15th, if you're traveling somewhere and you know it's going to be a difficult situation, it's helpful to bring a spiritual bodyguard with you. Somebody who's a friend who can be with you and can help you get that sense of, we share the same values, the same perspective on this situation, and it can help, again, your combined energy field will be beneficial to each one of you. Now, I referred to in the beginning affirmations, and I said that we, in addition to that, one thing we can do is redirect the mind mentally through affirmation. This is a very important tool, again, when we are especially dealing with a situation that we can't do anything about right now. We can do something even if we can't do anything outwardly. And so, for example, there's an affirmation, there's so many in this ebook. There's for joy, for energy, for success, for self-confidence. I'd like us to do the one for joy. I'll read it first, and then if you like, you can practice it with me. The words are, I am even-minded and cheerful at all times. I know that joy is not outside me, but within. You see how powerful that is? And so let's say it together first in a strong voice. I am even-minded and cheerful at all times. I know that joy is not outside me, but within. I am even-minded and cheerful at all times. I know that joy is not outside me, but within. Now in a whisper, taking it into the subconscious mind, I am even-minded and cheerful at all times. I know that joy is not outside me, but within. And finally, silently, taking it up to the superconscious, I am even-minded and cheerful at all times. I know that joy is not outside me, but within. I spoke just now of the subconscious mind and the superconscious mind, and it may be worth mentioning a little bit about these three aspects of the mind: the conscious, the subconscious, and the superconscious. The conscious mind is the mind that we use in our waking awareness, when we're not in bed, when we're not asleep. And so the primary tool of the conscious mind is logic. It works through problems by using logical processes and so on, by starting with a premise and developing it. And it has definitely a certain power to it. The subconscious mind is sort of below our conscious awareness, you could say, and it is the repository of all of our memories, all of our experiences, all of our habits. It is passive in the sense that it only returns to us what we put into it. It's like a vast storage device or a huge memory stick. And so if, for example, you have any problems with your memory and worry that, oh, I've forgotten some things and they're gone forever, don't worry, they're in there. You may be able to access them later, who knows, especially as you start to meditate. It can make the memory stronger. So the subconscious mind, in a sense, is passive and doesn't have much power because it doesn't act on its own. On the other hand, it's very powerful because it is constantly putting into our minds, returning to our conscious awareness, or vague conscious awareness, things from the past. Master Yogananda ji described it as a vast cavern, sort of a huge underground cave full of all these things. They're hard to get at directly. And so it's important when doing a positive affirmation, I know that joy is not outside me, but within, that we say it enough with the conscious mind that it starts to seep into and penetrate the subconscious mind. If we do it enough, we can reprogram the subconscious mind so that it becomes a part of our habits. And then if we find ourselves in a difficult situation later and our conscious mind says, oh my gosh, look at this bad news, what do I do about it? And the subconscious may even return to us, I know that joy is not outside me but within. Yes, that's right. And so in that way it becomes our friend. The subconscious is neither positive nor negative. It's simply returns to us what we've put into it. So it's important to direct the conscious mind in positive ways, because the subconscious will log that and store it and then help us. It's a sort of a self-perpetuating cycle. Remember that teaching of Yogananda ji's, as we think, so we become. And so if we think positive, if we think with strength, we become that. Now, I also mentioned the superconscious mind, and this is, as you might imagine, greater than conscious. It's greater than the subconscious too. And this superconscious mind, if you want to think of it simply, it is the knowing power of our soul. You could think of it as soul consciousness, the God consciousness within us, on a sort of daily level of daily experience. It is the intuition. This is the tool of the superconscious mind, is intuition. It suddenly gives you an answer, not gurgling up from the subconscious that maybe you knew sometime before. It's a flash of inspiration that you may never have thought of before. It's almost as if the answer is given to you. And so intuitions, we have to in the beginning, it takes a little bit of time to weigh, is this thought that just entered my mind, is it intuition, or is it just something subconscious? Is it a flash of inspiration, or is it just emotion? You see, so it takes a little bit of experimentation to realize that no, this is really a higher thought that's coming to me as opposed to a lower thought masquerading as a deep intuition. So there are different ways you can tell whether something is a true intuition. One is if it has clarity. If you hear, for example, a very clear message, for example, as compared to a dream. You know, sometimes when we wake up and are trying to remember a dream, and even as we start to write it down or tell someone about it, we realize, oh no, so I was wearing a green, no, I think it was a blue, and we can't quite remember it clearly. That's not clear. But when something like this happens, even years later, you can recall to mind when you had that intuition, and it will be vivid. You'll experience it all over again, word for word, everything. And so it has great clarity, great strength. Also, an intuition can give a great calmness. It should. If we have a great intuition that we're so excited about, be suspicious. You see, it brings great calmness. Someone could come right up to you and say, what you've just said from your intuition, I think is completely false. And we would be at ease, because we would say, listen, I'm not going to argue with you, but I know what I experienced was true. And nothing anybody can say can make me doubt it. Another test of intuition is that it proves to be true. In other words, we act on that intuition and we find the results actually do come out. And so it's important too then to be able to implement your intuitions, to act on them. If you do, it's helpful not to say, this is from my intuition, because it's not really fair. It's just our word against somebody else's, and they say, well, my intuition is something else. A friend of mine was serving with another friend, and he said, well, I feel it's God's will to do this, and the other said, well, I feel it's God's will to do that. And my friend said that's when he learned there were two God's wills. And so we have to realize there's really only one. But his will may be different for one of us than the other. We could put it perhaps charitably that way. So, interesting thing also about intuition and the superconscious mind, the conscious mind, and the subconscious mind is that we can access these levels of consciousness, Yogananda ji said, through the position of our eyes. When our eyes are looking straight ahead, we're accessing the conscious mind. When our eyes look down, we're accessing the subconscious mind. And when our eyes look up, we are accessing the superconscious mind. This is why when we meditate, we like to keep the eyes looking up, just slightly. You see, if you're not sure what I mean, take your thumb and you can hold it out in front of your nose so that it's right opposite your eyes so you can see it. This is your eyes staring straight ahead. Now lift your hand up slightly, have the eyes look up slightly, and you see just a little bit. Then you close your eyes, keeping them in that position. That's all that's needed to access the superconscious mind. We don't want the eyes higher. If you see Babaji behind me, his eyes are too high for mere mortals. That would be uncomfortable for most of us, and we don't want any physical tension or discomfort because it will distract us. And so just slightly upward does all that you need. So, as we were doing the affirmation, it's helpful when doing an affirmation silently, concentrating at the spiritual eye. One way to do that, how do you concentrate at the spiritual eye? Keep the eyes slightly uplifted. Okay, so we'll try that again with another affirmation. This one is from Yogananda ji. This is a very helpful one. I'll read it through once and then let's do it together. I will go forth in perfect faith in the power of omnipresent good to bring me what I need at the time I need it. You see, so powerful. Having that faith, okay, it will bring me what I need at the time I need it, but I will go forth. You see, I will go forth in perfect faith, not I will sit quietly in perfect faith, hoping the divine drops it into my lap when I need it. No, I go forth, and with trust in God. So let's say this together in a strong voice, getting the attention of the conscious mind. I will go forth in perfect faith, in the power of omnipresent good, to bring me what I need at the time I need it. I will go forth in perfect faith, in the power of omnipresent good, to bring me what I need at the time I need it. Now say it in a whisper, taking it into the subconscious mind, but with concentration, almost like you're telling a secret, so it's quite intense. The energy is, I mean. I will go forth in perfect faith, in the power of omnipresent good, to bring me what I need at the time I need it. And now silently lifting the eyes slightly, concentrating at the spiritual eye, the point between the eyebrows and slightly above. I will go forth in perfect faith, in the power of omnipresent good, to bring me what I need at the time I need it. And let's do another affirmation by Yogananda ji. We'll do this one through twice. Let's just begin on it because it's a bit longer. I am brave, I am strong. Perfume of success thought blows in me, blows in me. I am cool, I am calm. I am sweet, I am kind. I am love, I am sympathy. I am charming and magnetic. I am pleased with all. I wipe away all tears and fears. I have no enemy. I am the friend of all. One more time. I am brave, I am strong. Perfume of success thought blows in me, blows in me. I am cool, I am calm. I am sweet, I am kind. I am love, I am sympathy. I am charming and magnetic. I am pleased with all. I wipe away all tears and fears. I have no enemy. I am the friend of all. One other technique we'd like to share before closing is something that Paramahansa Yogananda called the worry fast. And I want to read to you his words because they're very encouraging. Worries are often the result of attempting to do too many things too quickly. Do not bolt your mental duties, meaning eat them quickly, but thoroughly masticate them one at a time with the teeth of attention and saturate them with the saliva of good judgment. Thus will you avoid worry indigestion. Do not feed your mind with mental poisons of worries. Learn to remove the causes of your worries without permitting them to worry you. If you are suffering from mental ill health, go on a mental fast. A health-giving mental fast will clear the mind and rid it of the accumulated mental poisons from a careless mental diet. So he gives this advice. Again, this is all in the ebook. Go on worry fasts. 3 times a day, shake off all worries. At 7 o'clock in the morning, say to yourself, all my worries of the night are cast out. From 7 to 8 a.m., I refuse to worry, no matter how troublesome are the duties ahead of me. I am on a worry fast. From noon to 1 p.m., say, I am cheerful. I will not worry. It would be good to set little reminders on your phone to go off at these times to remind us. In the evening, between 6 and 9 o'clock, these are literally Yoganandaji's words. While in the company of your spouse, or hard to get along with relatives or friends, mentally make a strong resolution. Within these 3 hours I will not worry. I refuse to get vexed, even if I am nagged. No matter how tempting it is to indulge in a worry feast, I will resist the temptation. I must not sabotage my peace heart by shocks of worries. I cannot afford to worry. I am on a worry fast. Yoganandaji continues, after you succeed in carrying out worry fasts during certain hours of the day, try fasting for 1 or more weeks at a time. Then, try to prevent the accumulation of worry poisons in your system entirely. Whenever you find yourself indulging in a worry feast, go on a partial or complete worry fast for a day or a week. Whenever you make up your mind not to worry, stick to your resolution. He goes on, and I'd love to read it, but I want to share with us one more technique of his, and this is called the healing prayer technique. This is for sending energy to someone at a distance. So when, for example, we are concerned for someone else. Maybe they are sick, maybe they are in a difficult situation. Maybe we just want to send energy to them generally, either to express the love that we feel, or perhaps because we had a difficult interaction and we want to, as a friend of mine has said, give back more energy than we may have taken from them. So this healing prayer technique is especially effective in conjunction with worries. Supposing someone is, for example, going through a surgery and we're worried, but there's nothing we can do. It will be very helpful for our minds to send positive thoughts rather than sending negative thoughts or even worried thoughts. And plus, the ability to pray for someone is something that we have. It's an action that we can do and will have a positive influence. There's a lot of studies on the power of prayer, of patients. One of my favorites is patients in the hospital who improved when they were being prayed for, even though they didn't know that they were being prayed for. That one was quite fun to read about. So, just as in meditation, we want to sit with the shoulders rolled back, the spine straight, so that the energy can flow more easily in the spine. And let's bring our hands together and think of someone you know in need of healing. See the person filled with light, strong, healthy, protected in God, relaxed and happy. And keeping your eyes looking slightly upward, let's do this prayer of Yoganandaji's together. Divine Mother, Thou art omnipresent. Thou art in all Thy children. Manifest Thy healing presence in their bodies, minds, and souls. And then let's rub the hands together, drawing energy into the hands. And then hold the hands out alongside the face, sending the energy out as we chant Om 3 times. Om. 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 And let's do another healing prayer, this time for this world. Divine Mother, Thou art omnipresent. Thou art in all Thy children in this world. Manifest Thy healing presence in all bodies, minds, and souls. Well, thank you for joining us this evening. We hope that one or more of these tools may have been helpful for you. Again, if there was anything that was unclear, and if you'd like more of this, we have this ebook, Tools for Tough Times, available for download. It's right on our Facebook page, Ananda Sangha Chennai. You can get it from there. Also, if for whatever reason you can't find it there, if you go to anandachennai.org/tools, it will take you to the place where you can download this ebook. And we are holding you all in our thoughts and prayers as we all throughout India during this time and throughout the world are putting out positive energy to bring a bright and new tomorrow. So thank you again, and joy to you.